What's the #1 cause of e-bike accidents? Stick around to find out. Hey everyone, I'm Dustin. I have nearly 20 years experience in the bike and e-bike industry, and today I'm joined by Jennifer. Jennifer is an expert in e-bike safety, puts on her own courses and education for children and adults. And today she's gonna disclose to us the #1 and #2 reason for e-bike accidents. Now, before we get into it, hit that subscribe button below. Stay in touch with us here at 630. Be the first to know about all the new content we're putting out, giveaways we do, and new product releases. All right, Jennifer, thanks for joining us today. So Jennifer's put on lots of educational classes, sometimes 100 or more people educating about e-bikes and the safety of it, especially with kids, because it's very important to educate children about the rules of the road, things like that. And so you're dialed into everything e-bike, accidents, ticketing, whatnot.
Yeah.
So share with us, what's the #1 cause of e-bike accidents?
So the #1, and this is actually, there's a really nice little diagram in the DMV handbook of this accident itself, is when you have parked vehicles on one side and you have the bike lane that's running alongside the parked cars, is a driver exiting their vehicle. Now, as a driver, right, and I teach the kids who do not have their licenses yet, when we go to get out of a car, we're not looking behind us. We're literally just getting out of our car. There's no need for us to be extra cautious because we know we have room because there's a bike lane there, right, for our door to open. What bicyclists don't understand, what drivers don't understand, is that when we're riding those bikes on that bike lane, if that passenger were to open that door, we hit the door. So during my classes, I bring my bike and I show kids what can happen. The bike will be fine. Bike will stay right there next to that driver. You, however, will either be through the window if it's open, up and over, or you're gonna go to the left into traffic, which is devastating. So the #1 is drivers getting out and you just bumping their door.
And what do you teach them about how to avoid that, or what's the best approach to that?
So the best way to avoid that is just to be aware, right? So as we are riding, and I teach these kids, look for brake lights, right? That's an indicator, probably your #1 indicator, there's a person inside that vehicle. Brake lights here, if it's a truck, you got the tailgate lights, you got all kinds of options to look out for. #2 would be just movement, any kind of movement in a vehicle. If there's a person there, go slow. Please, please, please go slow. You can't quite get out of your lane, because if you are, then you're gonna be swerving into traffic and you're all over the place. But just be aware if there's movement, and lights is your #1 thing to look for.
Got it. Yeah, if you've ever seen the movie This Is 40, Paul Rudd takes his road bike out, and actually that's exactly what causes his accident. Someone opens the door, he goes through. It's not funny. It's funny in the movie, not funny in real life. But that's really interesting. So you're saying in the DMV packet, is it a safety packet or what is it?
It's just that generic packet that you can pick up, and you can see it online too.
And it just has literally a photo?
It literally has a little black and white photo of a car door open, a little like electric things going up like this, and then the bike just whoop, right at the door.
Interesting, interesting. Well, that's really, news to me. I would have never thought that was the #1. Now, as a bonus, what's the #2 reason you're seeing accidents caused on e-bikes?
And this is mainly kids who aren't paying attention for whatever reason. It's crashing into electrical boxes that are located on sidewalks. They can't quite judge, or they misjudge the actual width of how much room we have to get by on a sidewalk, which is why we don't advise riding on sidewalks. But those electrical boxes, they're big, and they cause damage because they are solid metal.
Interesting, interesting. Yeah, and then what happens? The kid hits it, goes over?
There's plenty of room for them to fly and the bike to stay, so.
And so your education around that is go in the bike lane, or be more aware in general, or
I mean, if
slow
there
down?
isn't a bike lane and you're not comfortable riding in a lane with a car, you're just gonna have to go slow, really slow. If you're afraid, walk it. I know with my bike, sometimes I'll have my surf rack on it, and I need to remind myself how wide I am that day, because I have myself almost tapped a fire hydrant trying to get around to the beach. And you just kind of misjudge it, you kind of take it for granted. And if that's me as a grown-up, aware of my surroundings, a child who's a lot less aware isn't gonna figure it out.
Yeah. You know, one other thought I had too is I ride a lot of electric trikes, obviously at 630. We specialize in e-trikes, and I like to ride on the sidewalk, especially on my trike, because I'm going a little slower, but there's a lot of light posts and there's a lot of electrical boxes, and I know I have to slow down, and I am a little nervous because obviously I have the width. And one thing I will say, a customer came in this week and she was very smart. She actually went out and measured on her route the distance between the, it was actually 2 posts, it wasn't an electrical box, but a similar situation. And she wanted to make sure that the trike would clear the pivotal points on her route. So, you know, she's putting in that extra effort to
Smartly.
really plan her routes. Now, again, you don't want to spend a lot of money on a trike that you can't even take in the route that you're typically going to ride. But, you know, I think it's still a smart move, and I totally get it. You know, these kids are zigging in and out of these very tight spaces. So there you have it, the number 1 and 2 reasons that cause e-bike accidents. If you have any other questions or comments, put them below in the comments, or email us, the team at sixthreezero.com, or call us 310-982-2877. Also, we'll have a link in the description below if you want to get in touch with Jennifer, get some more e-bike education. She's also can put together classes or educate children and adults. So if you're interested, check out the description below. And join our Facebook group called 630 Peddlers. There's thousands of members in that group. You can connect with other 630 e-bike riders, ask them questions, see about their experience, and of course you can check out our full selection of e-bikes on our website at sixthreezero.com. So thanks for sticking around, and don't forget, it's your journey, your experience. Enjoy the ride.